Welcome to Grew with Portia, the podcast that uncovers the hidden treasures within grief. I'm your host, Portia the producer, and I'm inviting you to join me on a transformative journey where we will exchange laughter, of course, the best medicine of them all. Reflect on cherished memories. Remember that time that the little boy grabbed my hand instead of his mother's at the amusement park? Yikes. And of course, discover gratitude while navigating one of life's hardest challenges, loss. So get ready to grow with me, Portia the producer. Let's dive in. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Groove with Portia. I am your host, Portia Booker, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep it with the latest and greatest of all with Groove with Portia. So those of you know, January is also Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And recently, I took a trip to Minneapolis. We won't get into that today. But when I was in the airport, I noticed that the restrooms now have a pamphlet that kind of gives you signs to recognize for if somebody is being human trafficked and how you can alert airport staff if you recognize something. And I often think about how far we still need to go when it comes to recognizing when individuals are being human trafficked and how we can bring more of them home. So today I have the honor of being joined by a mother of a daughter who was human trafficked, who was able to make it back home safely. And she's going to share with us today her journey, along with things that we can look out for in the new year, and also some maybe misconceptions around human trafficking. So welcome to Groove with Portia, Miss Monica Estevez. First of all, too, shout out to Lisa Council for the introduction. So Monica, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you for inviting me to your show. It's a pleasure and it's very, very nice. I
Well,
appreciate it very much.
you know, the honor is all mine, Monica. I know we've been
Mhm.
connected for a while, and
Mhm.
I remember the Facebook post that you made when Brianna was found. And so,
Mhm.
Monica, for our audience who's tuning in, can you walk us through kind of that journey from when Brianna went missing and what was the turning point that brought her home?
Memorial Weekend of 2022, my daughter went to New York. She met some people. I thought it was friends from right here in DC. I can't remember the Benning Road. Benning Road. They told me they were gonna come back Tuesday. Then they hit New York. They got there, and she was like, "Oh, mom, they are buying me gifts. They're buying me clothes." Because I was asking her, "I'm sorry, what clothes you gonna take? You need to come home, and if you're gonna go with the friends, and I need to talk to them." So they put them on the phone to talk to me, and I'm thinking, okay. So they said, "No, no, they got everything for me." So I still wasn't clicking. By her being old enough, I let her go. So here comes, time was running and running and running, and she wasn't coming. They will send me pictures of her just to see that she was okay. The numbers, they will call me. I will talk to her and everything. And it just kept on going and going and going and going. And I'm like, something is not right. And just to make it quick, the last that I heard from her was 2 days after her birthday, July 29th of 2022. Yeah, July 29th, 2022. After that, I didn't hear from her at all. We didn't know nothing. We didn't send pictures. And was all in social media. I mean, it was that time I was in a dark place because I have her son. She has a little boy too. Well, now he's 8, but at that time she was 5 or 6. And we called the Black and Missing Foundation. All of you guys stepped in to post, her flying around social media. And the police did not want the police. They say, oh, they probably just went with her boyfriend. Let me tell you that they do not help. I went from Fairfax County to DC. DC, they took her as critical. I went to well, we didn't go to New York. We tried to get into New York. They say, oh, we have a lot of missing people. It happens. Police did not want nothing to do with it. And it's very sad. So the Black and Missing Foundation stepped in to help. And just to say that they were taking her from hotel to hotel, buying her things. She did tell me now that she was home, she met a lot of rappers. Just to say that. So I was like, They went party to party, discotheques. They would drug her up a lot. I mean, they would give her a lot of drugs. And I'm talking about the bad drugs, the high level drugs. So her body has taken so much that they were even planning to take her from here to Las Vegas, from Vegas overseas. That was the plan. That's how they do it. That's the thing. They take them. And that's why a lot of missing people, you don't find them because there's in other countries. They sell them. They say, okay, this is young. Let me take it. So then she was saying that sometimes they will take her hotels with other girls. Sometimes she had to sleep at night. They will beat her up if she didn't do this, she didn't do that. They will put her outside. They will not feed her and everything. I mean, she endured a lot. But my pastor, I will say that prayer. I think God did all this because my pastor did put out a prayer, and with the Black Mission Foundation, with social media, but they found her in New York, a Samaritan person that saw her flyer, and they found her, and they put her on a cab. No, not a cab. What do you call it? A Uber, from way over there to here. And they're like, "We found your daughter. We're sending her." They didn't send her to the police, nothing. But just to say that when they called me, I was at church. I was like happy, but I thought the thing is, my daughter was coming home. They found her, but that was not my daughter. It was Brianna, but it was a total different Brianna. A Brianna that was broken, a Brianna that was damaged, a Brianna that her mind was nowhere. Her mind was like, they hit her so much. Her mind when she didn't know say what two and two was. She was saying that Big Meek, have you heard of him? It's a big time drug dealer. That that was her father. That's how her whole brain came. But me being so happy that she was home, I didn't realize all those things. So for a whole year, my daughter um was home. We didn't know who she was. She destroyed my whole house. I'm gonna tell you this because they don't know you. She didn't want to get near me. She will just want to drink, get high. She will leave the house, come in the house. She will break everything. She will talk to at nighttime. She will talk to all these different people. Like say, no, you owe me this. No, you did this. Don't stop beating me. Why are you hurting me? It was like she was having nightmares, and to the point that one time she was like, like I'm saying like it's schizophrenia, something like that. That's how bad it got. That she was like, let's kill your mother. Kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her. I could have been there in my house with my daughter, but that's what human trafficking does. You know, all those drugs, everything that she'd been through, by her being beaten and everything, it was not my daughter, but it was my daughter. And I did not know what to do. I was going crazy. I had to put her out. Then the police got a hold of her. She would call the police and say that I was hurting her, and I wasn't. But because she didn't know who I was, you know what I mean? We will take her to church and she will just go crazy. And we're trying to pray for her and nothing. She didn't want nothing to do with her son. Then she came home pregnant as well. And that was another thing. So she didn't want to take no therapy. She kept saying there's nothing wrong with her, that she was fine, that she wanted to go back to New York, that she got a lot of things to do over there, that she was going back to DC because this is something that they go back to, that they know, that they scare because they know they're looking for her. And thankfully that me and my friends and my family, we pulled together that, she's much better now. She went to
Oh, I
mental
guess.
ward.
Yeah.
The mental ward. She put herself in there, And finally, this was this year. So she's finally getting a little bit better. She's still not able to take care for her kids yet because she's learning. She got to learn how to do that again. She got to learn how to love herself and who she is and walk and everything. So it's like she's taking baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
But and she's 32. So right now, I don't know which age she is, but she's going up, going backwards. But, it's very, very sad. It hurted me. And for me, by me not being aware of what human trafficking and everything is, we didn't know how to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we know the steps to take care of, they have to they have to get the mental health as soon as possible. They have to be medicated. They have to be seen because she had a lot of, unfortunately, things that happen to us women. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then there was the baby. And that was another hardest thing because I'm like, I don't want my daughter to have a baby from trafficker. We don't know who the father is. That's another thing. Who is to say who the father is? And it's very sad because I was like, the little girl's gonna grow up to know that this is how she was conceived. But then just God led me to, I prayed and God's like, just keep the baby. It's gonna be fine. And I think she's become like the love of my life
Aw.
and the love that her brother needs. But she's still, I'm caring for that baby too because she's not able to. So right now it's hard. I never thought that this was gonna happen to her. And they beat you if you don't do something, if you don't sell your body, if you don't have sex with them, if you don't go to the parties, if you don't get dressed, they beat you, they kick you, they don't feed you, they'll lock you in a room. It's crazy. So
Yeah, I
she's
mean
been
it's
through all that.
wow. And
And they have
Monica, go
it's
ahead.
just I know, and I mean sometimes she has to sleep on the floor of who knows.
Monica,
So
you know, thank you for sharing
mhm.
because I know it's not, people think that they know what this life is like. We see all
Mhm.
types of stuff, right, on
Mhm.
TV, obviously, growing up, the
Mhm.
different music videos that
Mhm.
depict a bunch of girls dancing
Mhm.
with an artist, but we don't know the real story behind how some of them end up there. And clearly, it could possibly be that human trafficking is that big driver of some of those
Yeah.
quote unquote successes that we've looked at over the years.
Yeah,
And
because she did say that it was a rapper. I can't
mm,
remember his name. So we investigated and then when I said how you met him, I said we met them at a party.
yeah,
So they buy them. They said, okay, bring some girls over.
yeah,
And they lure them. You give them a drink. It's like, like a baby. Oh, I want this doll. I want this candy, candy. Everything you want, we're gonna give it to you. But you don't know the damage that they're gonna do to her.
mm-hmm,
And
right,
how many people will violate her because it's like there are times when she told me there were like chain gangs,
mm,
and I want to say all that, but it happened. It didn't happen to her,
mm-hmm,
but she knows of.
yeah. And Monica, one of the things that I'm curious about being
Mhm.
a mom, watching your daughter come home, you see that she's physically still her, but you can tell that she's different. Can you share with our audience, Monica, how you've given yourself that grace of the grief of your daughter not being the same person who you originally thought that she was going to be?
Ooh, I cried. I'm gonna tell you, I cried. I've cried and cried and cried. I think I gained so many pounds because that's all I could do is eat. It was hurtful because by her destroying my whole house. And I mean destroying the walls, the windows, everything. And I'm trying to keep her in and I'm trying to cover her. And then by her calling the police and everything, I was like, where did I fail? What did I do so wrong? And I will ask God, I said, why is this happening? You know? Why me? And here she's destroying everything. She's destroying me, and she wants to kill me, literally, because I will find knives, literally, in her room, here, there, and she literally almost, could have killed me in the middle of the night. But it wasn't her. It was the people that, by her being so damaged, that's how they probably told her what to do,
Mm-hmm.
or possibly also, by them trying to protect themselves from others. Because when somebody's hitting you, you want to fight back. And she
Mm-hmm.
did those things, and like in the middle of the night, or when she woke up in the morning, she will start screaming and yelling, and we're like, who she's talking to? But it was, imagine, by her being gone almost a year and a half, all those people that she's been around. My days have been dark from the time that she left to just recently now that she's getting better. So even the children and the babies. Well, the baby I can say too much, but my grandson, he has nightmares. He had a nightmare not recently ago, so it's dramatic.
Yeah.
People think that human trafficking is nothing. Oh, I know about it. You don't know about it till you've been in it, and
And
I'm
Monica,
still learning.
and I'm glad that you brought up to Monica that you're still in that learning boat. You've been in it firsthand, but there's
Mhm.
still so many other misconceptions,
Mhm.
signs, and nuances. And I'm curious, Monica, if you can share with our audience what were some signs or obstacles and things that you recognized during your time with Brianna that maybe the general public would not be privy to because the mainstream media does not always put that information out.
Mhm. Well, mainly when my daughter, not saying I can't provide for her, I can, but how the way that she was dressed, and how they take them, as a group. They go by groups, two or three girls, pretty girls, and how they dress. And they go, and then they stay together, because they cannot leave each other, by themselves. Even in the hotels, my daughter would say that she was roommates with another girl, and the girl will check on her, and the girl was in charge of feeding her. So they go in groups, and they travel mostly in the evenings when a lot of people can't see, you know, to go to the places that they go to. And sometimes they will even travel in by the because she used to tell me she had to go from Brooklyn to New York, to the city, or sometimes to go to all those areas, in 'cause I can't remember right now, but all the areas in New York, they will have to travel together. And when you see them like that, or you see their faces that they're not right, you can tell their faces, and something that right, or when they're staring at you. But if they write, like if they go like this or like this, that's a sign. If they write it on the name that they need help as well, or if they stay in the bathroom also, like they say, they'll get them in there and they'll change them. They'll tell them to change their clothes and stuff. You have to be very alert, especially the men also, because well nowadays the pimps don't dress like the pimps they used to, but it's totally different. And you will also look at the guy, how the gentleman is acting with the girls,
Mm,
how he's persuading them, how he's like, okay, come on, get in, come on, let's go. You're taking too long. So they be timing them. Because my
mm,
daughter was saying that the guy will time. Well, I don't want to say his name, but they will time her. If she didn't do something, he will go off. He will get mad. So, and the girl was responsible for her. And my daughter, she before that she did have attitude. So every time she threw an attitude, he will hit her.
mm. Monica, for
So
our
it's
audience, good.
I'm glad that she's. I'm sorry. I'm glad that she's home. That they found her, and the Uber driver also. Now this in TikTok, because I put in TikTok. The Uber driver, when I put her post, there's areas, I don't want to say the areas because I can't even remember what he was saying. Say, yeah, they all the girls, and he did tell me that he had seen her there in this area in Brooklyn where they have all the girls. I mean, youngest 12 years old, 9 years old. That's how
Wow.
young, and older women too.
Mm,
So there are some pretty, there's some beautiful older women. They will get them too. And then they try to find you so you can go back.
mm.
But you have to make that decision. Do you want to go back or not? Because my daughter did say that she wanted to go back a couple of times. And I was like, and so I tested her. I said, okay, I did one thing. I said, well, let's go. Pack your bags. Let's go. I'll drop you off. Because I wanted to see what she was going to do. And she was like, no, no, no. I think I better stay. But they do. I don't know if she was still in touch with him or not, but they will want to go back because they miss all those things and the attractions and, the lifestyle and
Yeah.
also the drugs, which I'm still dealing with that. I mean, she's not doing all the high stuff, but she's just doing little stuff. So little by little, I'm working with her.
Monica, I'm glad that Brianna is making a turnaround, even though
Mm-hmm,
it's a slow progression. You're working with her.
mm-hmm,
She's home. I'm glad that the prayers were answered, right? I am somebody who
mm-hmm,
grew up in a house where we talked about prayer a lot and faith.
mm-hmm,
Monica, for our audience, we're going to be wrapping up here soon.
mm-hmm,
And I hope next time when we have this conversation that Brianna is able to join us when
mm-hmm.
she's ready to share her story.
Yeah.
Monica, I'm sure there's going to be individuals in our audience who want to connect with you, who may be once in your same shoes,
Mm-hmm,
that may want to just connect with somebody who's been there, who
mm-hmm.
has seen and who knows. How can our audience connect with you today, Monica?
On my Facebook, I'm on I think Monica Estevez, and on I think my social media the same thing. I mean, not no what do you call it?
Instagram?
Instagram, and as well as TikTok. I think
Okay.
is it that or Nana Girl?
Okay.
Yeah, one of those two. Those are mine because I tried to keep a little private just in case somebody crazy. But
Uh,
the thing is, we have to be careful about these rappers and artists because I'm telling you, they do take them. It's
yeah.
it's real. She did not make. I know one she believed that it was, but I know the other ones that she did because she be
And
telling me little stories by little.
Monica, first of all, again, I thank you for
Mhm.
sharing with our audience today and being so
Mhm.
generous and so vulnerable because this is not easy to talk
Mhm.
about, especially because so many people believe, oh, well, that can't happen to me. But you never know until you're actually in front of the whole situation and the
And it
aftermath.
happened to me
Yeah. And the
in
aftermath.
Virginia, from
Mm,
Virginia to DC to New York. It happens.
mm. Well, everybody, that
Mhm.
was Miss Monica Estevez that you heard from, Brianna's mother, today on Grew with Portia. And that concludes our conversation for today. And until next time, everybody, stay safe and peace and hair grease, everyone.